Welcome back to the deep dive. Our mission, as always, is to take that essential stack of research, the reports, the data defining tomorrow, and just distill it into actionable knowledge for you. And today we're getting into a topic that has really moved from a nice-to-have skill to an absolute necessity.
It really has.
We're talking about why learning AI engineering is no longer optional.
It's the skill for the next decade, without a doubt. We're way past that early phase of, just simple office automation.
Right.
Our sources today, and we're looking at some heavy hitters like McKinsey, Statista, academic studies from FMI, BBVA research, they all show that AI is actively reinventing entire industries, not just tweaking them.
Yeah, let's set the scene here because the speed of change, it's incredible, especially with generative AI. Ignoring this isn't just missing out on a trend.
No.
It's almost choosing to become, well, functionally obsolete. It feels like deciding to write letters by hand when email was invented.
That's a great analogy. You'll survive, sure, but you're immediately limiting your reach, your efficiency.
Yeah.
And what's really critical for you listening is to recognize that the barrier to entry is so much lower than you think. The goal isn't to become a theoretical math genius overnight.
Okay, so what is the goal then?
The mission of this deep dive is tactical. We want to demystify AI engineering and focus on how you can acquire the tools that make you smarter, way more efficient, and, fundamentally more employable.
I really liked that focus on practicality. So let's just unpack this right away. The sources laid out three really clear, measurable goals for anyone who commits to this.
Yes, and these aren't just vague ambitions. These are concrete, strategic targets.
So what's the first one?
The first target is all about career opportunity, and we're talking a tangible goal. Doubling your potential career opportunities within 12 months of starting.
Doubling them.
Doubling them.
Yeah.
It means moving into roles where there's a huge talent shortage right now.
And that shortage, it's paying off immediately, right? The data shows these specialized roles like machine learning engineer or even something like an ethical AI specialist.
Which is a huge one.
They command salaries that are, on average, 20 to 30% higher than other tech jobs. That's a massive leverage point from day one.
It's just classic supply and demand. I mean, the generative AI market alone is projected to hit something like $62 billion globally by 2025.
Wow.
That number just confirms that future wealth is being created in this very specific niche. To get a piece of that, you need the entry ticket.
So what does that entry ticket actually look like, practically speaking?
The actionable step is pretty straightforward. Complete a basic course in Python and TensorFlow in 3 months.
3 months.
3 months. Python is the language of AI, and TensorFlow is basically one of the most popular open source toolkits for building these systems.
Yeah.
That commitment is what moves you from just being curious to being competent.
Okay, that makes sense. And that brings us to the second goal, which feels like it applies to literally everyone listening, the productivity boost.
Yes.
The target here is using AI tools to automate up to 40% of your repetitive tasks.
Just think about that number for a second. 40%. If you could just vanish 40% of your admin, your routine analysis, you've suddenly gained back 2 full afternoons a week.
Time you can now spend on creative work, on strategy, on talking to clients.
Exactly. The time savings are immediate, and they're huge.
So how do you actually measure that? How do you know you've hit that 40%?
You need concrete steps.
Uh-huh.
So integrate a free cloud-based tool like Google Colab into your weekly routine.
Okay.
It lets you write and run Python code right in your browser. So you can use it for, say, a report you do every week, and you can actually measure the time saved. It makes the improvement visible.
I like that. And finally, goal number 3, which feels really important for, purpose and impact, social impact. This is about going beyond just personal gain and using these skills for positive change.
Absolutely. We're talking more precise medical diagnoses or applying AI to UN sustainability goals. This is where that ethical AI specialist role really finds its meaning.
So what's the action item there?
Join an open source community on GitHub and contribute to a real live project within 6 months. That takes you from being a passive learner to an active contributor to this new ecosystem.
Okay, so we have the goals. Let's look at pillar 1, the economic and labor boom. Why the urgency? Why is right now the critical moment?
Because the adoption curve just went vertical. Corporate AI adoption jumped to 72% in 2024.
72.
That means 7 out of every 10 major companies are already using or actively implementing AI. This isn't a future thing. It's an operating reality.
And the money behind it is just staggering. McKinsey is predicting AI will generate up to $13 trillion in global economic value by 2030.
And that's not just a big number. It represents a fundamental restructuring of how money is made.
Right.
And crucially, it affects jobs in a transformative way, not a purely destructive way. So while AI might transform, say, 63% of routine jobs,
It's easy to automate stuff.
the stuff that's easily codified, yeah, it simultaneously creates these highly qualified hybrid roles.
What exactly do you mean by a hybrid role in this context?
A hybrid role isn't just a pure coder. It's someone applying AI skills to their deep domain expertise. It's the nurse using predictive models for triage, the marketer using custom AI to find new audiences.
Or the paralegal using it to review thousands of documents in minutes.
Exactly. It's that blend of human judgment and technical leverage.
And that leverage comes with a premium. Our sources show senior AI roles can earn up to 150% more than comparable non-AI roles.
It's the market screaming that this skill set is the most valuable bottleneck right now.
Okay, which leads us right into Pillar 2. This transformation across all industries. This proves it's not just a Silicon Valley thing.
Not at all. It's completely pervasive.
So give us a couple of examples that show that breadth.
Well, look at healthcare. You have AI systems accelerating diagnoses with up to 95% precision. That saves lives. In finance, you have autonomous agents making trading decisions in milliseconds. AI doesn't discriminate by industry. It optimizes.
And we have hard scientific proof of these productivity gains, right?
Absolutely. An FMI study shows AI boosts junior worker productivity by up to 14%.
That's huge for someone just starting their career.
It's a massive advantage. It levels the playing field, letting them leverage smart tools to compete with more senior colleagues almost right away.
And there are societal benefits, too.
Big ones. Research in Silo confirms AI can reduce workplace accidents by 20 to 30% just by automating those high-risk, monotonous tasks where people make mistakes. This isn't just about money, it's about improving lives.
Okay, so for those who are still worried about the job displacement fear, what does the data actually say?
The data should give you a lot of confidence here. A ResearchGate analysis of 500 cases concluded that AI creates 2.5 times more opportunities in tech than it displaces.
So the job market isn't shrinking.
It's evolving rapidly. Success just means preparing for that transition into those new hybrid roles.
Okay, so we've covered the economic and professional side. Let's pivot to Pillar 3, the personal benefits. How does learning the stuff make you a better person, beyond just the paycheck?
I love this part. The analogy the sources used is that learning AI is like gym for your brain.
Okay.
It strengthens your logic, your creativity, your problem-solving skills because you're forced to think algorithmically. You have to break down huge problems into these clear, sequential steps.
So that mental framework just spills over into the rest of your life.
Precisely. We even have academic evidence for this. A study from the University of Palermo showed AI grads who develop algorithms improve their personal efficiency by 50%.
50%? How?
By applying that same structured, logical, sort of debugging approach to solving real-world problems, whether it's a family budget or a complicated schedule.
You just become a more effective human being. I love that. And on a lighter note, there's the potential to maybe finally settle the pineapple on pizza debate.
Huh. Well, that might be too complex even for an LLM.
Yeah.
But one step at a time.
All right, before we all rush off to download Python, we have to address the roadblocks. The villains, as our sources called them.
Yes, the real-world challenges.
First, and this is the most common one, the steep learning curve. People get intimidated by the math, the code.
And the solution is tactical. You have to bypass the dry textbook approach, lean into gamified learning platforms, Coursera, Fast.ai, ones like that. They break it all down into these reward-based chunks.
What's the actionable tip?
It's simple but powerful. Commit 30 minutes a day. Consistency beats cramming every single time.
Okay. Challenge number 2, ethics and bias. People worry they'll amplify societal problems with bad data.
And they should. But this is an opportunity, not a roadblock. The solution is to actively study AI ethics. There are free academic papers on RSS, forums you can join.
So you're not just a coder.
You're someone who understands the responsibility of the code. That immediately gives you a massive career advantage in an industry that's often just focused on speed.
Okay, what about access and resources? The idea that you need a super expensive laptop to even get started.
That is just obsolete thinking now. The solution is to use free cloud-based tools. We mentioned Google Colab. It gives you free access to powerful computers, even GPUs, right in your browser.
So you just need an internet connection.
That's it. And seek mentorship in online communities like Reddit's R Machine Learning. The resources are there.
And finally, let's revisit that big one. The fear of job displacement. How do we reframe that?
We reframe it as a strategic necessity. The FMI data is clear. AI creates more hybrid roles than it gets rid of. The solution is to focus on combining your uniquely human skills, your creativity, your judgment with the technical skills. That combination is what makes you invincible.
So if we synthesize everything from these sources, what's the ultimate conclusion here?
The conclusion is that in 2025, learning AI isn't optional. It's your passport to this whole new world of efficiency and opportunity. It's what lets you participate in rather than just watch this $13 trillion economic shift.
The central philosophy that came out of all this data is so clear. I think it perfectly encapsulates the challenge and the opportunity. AI doesn't replace humans.
No, it replaces humans who don't use it.
That's the key takeaway right there.
That's the one.
And since our sources kept coming back to the critical importance of mitigating bias, we want to leave you with this provocative thought. If AI systems can so easily amplify inequality, what kind of strategic advantage do you gain by prioritizing ethical training right from the start? How might becoming an expert in preventing algorithmic bias turn you into an indispensable leader in a field that's otherwise obsessed with pure scale and speed? Could moral guardianship be the next high-demand career track?
Something to think about as you start exploring Python and Colab. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.